Hello students, welcome again in this 7th video of topic biomolecules. Today's part is protein, and from that protein we have to study initially the Zwitter ions. Now already we have studied about the alpha amino acids. Alpha amino acids, they contains the carboxylic group as well as amino group. Therefore, if there is the value of R is other than COOH or NH2 group containing groups, then it is purely neutral. Now what happens when this alpha amino acid is separated or protein undergoes hydrolysis, it forms alpha amino acid, and in that alpha amino acid this NH2 group acts as a base while COOH group represents its acidity. Now in the same molecule there are two chemical properties differently working. First one is a acidic property, another one is a basic property. Now what happens, this hydrogen from carboxylic group, it gets released to show the acidity, and that H plus ion accepted by the NH2 group, that is by donation of the lone pair from the nitrogen. Hydrogen attached to this nitrogen and forms the NH3 ion. That means the lone pair donor is called as a Lewis base. Similarly, H is donated from the carboxylic group. H plus ion donor is called as a acid according to Arrhenius concept. That means in this compound both amino group as well as carboxylic group shows their behavior, and after showing that behavior, alpha amino acid, it undergoes intramolecular neutralization. That means neutralization reaction takes place and it forms the compound like this. Hydrogen is added on NH2, forms the NH3. Nitrogen lone pair donates, therefore acquires positive charge, while COOH group, it donates H plus and acquires negative charge. Now in the same molecule two opposite charges developed. First one is positive, another one is negative. Such type of ion is called as a Zwitter ion, or also known as a dipolar ion. It contains two poles at the two ends. First one is positive pole, another one is a negative pole, and such type of ion is called as a Zwitter ion or dipolar ion. Now this property of alpha amino acid is useful to prepare the proteins. That means during polymerization, that alpha amino acid undergoes intramolecular neutralization reaction, and after this Zwitter ion formation, if we heat this, or it undergoes the polymerization, then two hydrogens from NH2 combines with oxygen of the carboxylic and water molecule is given out. That means alpha amino acids undergoes the condensation polymerization and forms the long chain compounds which are known as proteins. This is the first part of this lecture. Now after we have already studied about the proteins, that that are natural biopolymers which on hydrolysis produces alpha amino acids, and after that we have studied about the alpha amino acids. The next part is linkage in between the alpha amino acids to form the protein, that linkage is called as a peptide bond, and that forms the compounds which are not known as peptides, and on polymerization it forms the polypeptides. Therefore the headings are peptide bond, that means peptides, and polypeptides. That means the amido functional group present n times, and that linkage is called as a peptide linkage, and during that the bond formation takes place in between carbonyl group and amino group. That bond is called as a peptide bond. Let us see how the molecule of peptide is formed. First consider two molecules of alpha amino acid, that are NH2, nitrogen has a lone pair, it is attached to CH, any group R, further it is attached to COOH. Now this compound reacts with one more molecule of alpha amino acid, may be same or different, but it contains the same functional groups, that is NH2 and carboxylic group. CHR, again COOH. These are the two molecules of alpha amino acid. Now during peptide bond formation, what happens? The NH2, that is hydrogen from this NH2, combines with hydroxyl group, water molecule is given out and it forms the compound. Now I am going to show only a dimer, therefore you will get the compound like this one. End of the chain NH2 is there, which remains as it is. It is attached to CHR. Now from this COOH group, hydroxyl group and one hydrogen eliminated, that gives the compound C double bond O and NH is formed. C double bond O and one hydrogen given out, therefore NH is remained, that shows the NH. Remaining part again CHR and COOH. Now from this part, this group, functional group CONH, is called as a amide functional group, and the bond in between carbonyl group and NH group that links two alpha amino acids to each other, that bond is called as a peptide bond, or it is called as a peptide linkage. If you start with n number of alpha amino acids, that means like this, NH2 C double bond O, CHR C double bond O OH. If it is present n times, it undergoes polymerization, and that polymerization is condensation polymerization. That polymerization is called as a condensation polymerization. Now n number of molecules undergoes the intermolecular neutralization, and after that dehydration takes place. Therefore the molecule formed in this product is one hydrogen is given out from nitrogen NH, lone pair as it is, attached to CHR and C double bond O, and this unit present n times. Now in this NH and C double bond O, they are linked to each other number of times. Such type of linkage is called as a polypeptide linkage, and this one is called as a protein, and in protein the peptide linkage are present n times, therefore it is called as a polypeptide linkage. Protein is also called as a polypeptides. Protein is also called as a polypeptides. That means same unit, same C double bond O NH group is present n times in this molecule. Therefore peptide is present n times, known as a polypeptides. And due to formation of polypeptides, we will get the proteins. Now we can get different types of proteins. If you start with different alpha amino acids, that means R is different, two different R's are present, then you will get the different polypeptides. If same unit is running, then it is a homogeneous, that means R is same, therefore this is the monomer in that case. If we start with different, then you will get the polymer like this one. You can write like this, NH CHR C double bond O NH CH. If you start with different, then this R is R and this R dash are different, C double bond O n times. In this case also R and R dash are different, and this linkage is present number of times, therefore called as a polypeptide linkage. That is very important part from the proteins. Now during hydrolysis of proteins, this peptide linkage undergoes cleavage. That means hydrolysis of protein gives alpha amino acid, which is the reversible reaction for this. In this condensation polymerization takes place, it means water molecule is given out In the reverse process you have to add only the water molecule. आता हा एक महत्त्वाचा पार्ट मला सांगायचा आहे की याचा अर्थ असा होत नाही की सगळे प्रोटीन वॉटरमध्ये सोल्युबल होतील, म्हणजे तुम्हाला जे हायड्रोलायसिस करावं लागेल ते सिंपल वॉटर मोलेक्यूल ॲड केल्यावर होईलच असं नाही. याच्यासाठी तुम्हाला ॲसिड कॅटलाइज्ड किंवा अल्कलाइन हायड्रोलायसिस करावं लागतं, म्हणजे तेवढ्या इझिली पण होणार नाही. अदरवाईज आपले हेअर जे आहेत हेअर पाण्यामध्ये डिझॉल्व झाले असते, पण तसं होत नाही. हेअरमध्ये प्रोटीन आहे, सगळेच प्रोटीन्स काही वॉटरमध्ये डायरेक्टली सोल्युबल असणार नाहीत. त्यासाठी आपल्याला वॉटर जे आहे हायड्रोलायसिस जे करायचं आहे ते आयदर ॲसिड कॅटलाइज्ड असेल किंवा अल्कलाइन हायड्रोलायसिस असेल. त्यामुळे तो पार्ट वेगळा आहे त्याचा, आणि मी सिम्पल म्हणतो याची रिव्हर्सिबल, पण ती रिव्हर्सिबल रिॲक्शन तेवढ्या इझिली पण होणार नाही. द नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज टाइप्स ऑफ प्रोटीन. देर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ प्रोटीन. फर्स्ट वन इज अ ग्लोब्युलर प्रोटीन, अनदर वन इज अ फायब्रस प्रोटीन. एक साधं उदाहरण तुम्हाला मी सांगतो. आपण मशीनचा जो धागा असतो तो गुंडाळून ठेवलेला असतो. ओके, आता हे धागा म्हणजे ॲक्च्युली पॉलिमरच आहे. तो पॉलिमर असा गुंडाळून ठेवला आहे, म्हणजे गुंडाळून ठेवण्याची जी प्रोसेस आहे ती ग्लोब्युलर आहे. म्हणजे प्रोटीनसुद्धा असा गुंडाळून ठेवला तर जो तयार होईल तो ग्लोब्युलर प्रोटीन. तोच ओपन केला असा आपण, म्हणजेच मशीनचा धागा ओपन केला असा तर लांब थ्रेड लाईक स्ट्रक्चर मिळेल, रॉड लाईक स्ट्रक्चर मिळेल तुम्हाला. इट इज फायब्रस प्रोटीन. त्यामुळं फायब्रस प्रोटीन आणि ग्लोब्युलर प्रोटीन हे काही फार वेगळ्यातच नाही, प्रोटीन्सच आहेत, फक्त त्यांचं कॉईल करून ठेवली तर ग्लोब्युलर आणि कॉईल ओपन केली तर फायब्रस असणार. ओके, नाव दिस ग्लोब्युलर प्रोटीन, इट इज स्पेरिकल इन शेप. दॅट मीन्स थ्रेड लाईक स्ट्रक्चर, rotated, made the coil, and that coil is called as a globular protein. During formation of that coil, what happens? The molecules link internally to each other. Suppose this is the zoomed structure of globular protein, then NH is here. Suppose NH, it links with, suppose it is at this stage, NH, and here it is a carbonyl group. Then there is a intramolecular hydrogen bonding in between carbonyl oxygen and hydrogen of amino group, due to which they link to each other in the molecule also. There is a hydrogen bonding in between hydrogen of amino group and oxygen of carbonyl group. Now due to this the coil remains rigid, and that gives the spherical shape. Fibrous protein, they are running in continuous manner like this, thread like structure, therefore elongated rod like shape, elongated and rod like shape, thread like structure. Now number of molecules are running simultaneously, again the same part. Suppose NH is here, first molecule, another carbonyl group, there is a hydrogen bonding. This type of hydrogen bonding is intermolecular. This type of hydrogen bonding is in the same polymer, therefore it is intramolecular. The differentiating point is intramolecular hydrogen bonding is observed in the globular protein, while fibrous protein intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present. As well as globular protein is water soluble, as the carbonyl group or NH groups are present, that hydrogen of NH to NH group links with that forms the hydrogen bonding with oxygen of water molecule. That hydrogen atoms of globular protein from the outermost coil, it is available for hydrogen bonding with water, therefore it is water soluble. But fibrous protein, they are already utilized in their molecules. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding already happened with another polymer, hence there is no formation of hydrogen bonding with water molecule, therefore it is water insoluble. Next one, already discussed, intramolecular hydrogen bond is present, here intermolecular hydrogen bond is present. Now examples of globular protein: insulin, which is present in our body, it is secreted to utilize the glucose in our body. If insulin does not secrete properly, there is a formation of diabetes. That insulin is globular protein. Egg albumin, the albumin present in the egg, or serum albumin which is present in blood, both are globular proteins, as well as legumelin, that is the another example of globular protein. And for fibrous protein, best example is keratin, which is present in our hair as well as in nail or horns in some animals. Myosin, it is present in hemoglobin. These are both the fibrous proteins, keratin and myosin. And this one is insulin, egg albumin, serum albumin, legumelin, etc. This is about the type of proteins.
The diverse functions of proteins can be understood by studying the four-level structure of proteins, that are primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary structure of proteins. Primary structure of proteins is the first part. The sequence of constituent alpha amino acid reduces linked by peptide bonds in the primary structure of proteins. In secondary structure of proteins, the three-dimensional arrangement of localized regions of protein chain is called the secondary structure of protein. Hydrogen bonding between NH proton of one amide linkage and C double bond oxygen of another gives rise to secondary structure. Alpha helix. The alpha helix form when a polypeptide chain twists into a right-handed or clockwise spiral. Beta pleated sheet is the secondary structure where two or more polypeptide chains called strands line up side by side. In tertiary structure of proteins, the three-dimensional shape adopted by the entire polypeptide chain of a protein. While in quaternary structure of proteins, when two or more polypeptide chains with folded tertiary structures come together into one protein complex, the resulting shape is called quaternary structure of proteins. Each individual polypeptide chain is called a subunit of overall protein. All these parts are mentioned in this slide.
The next part is denaturation of protein. म्हणजे खाण्यास अयोग्य होणे हा एक पार्ट आहे. नॉन एडिबल होणे असं सुद्धा म्हणतात त्याला. अगदी सिंपल वर्ड्समध्ये तुम्हाला मी सांगतो काय होतं ॲक्च्युली. ज्या वेळेला प्रोटीन्सना आपण हीट करतो हाय टेम्परेचरला, वॉटरमध्ये बॉईल केलं जातं, त्यावेळेला त्यातली इंटरमोलेक्युलर स्ट्रक्चर जे आहेत, जी सेकंडरी, टर्शरी, क्वाटर्नरी अशी जी स्ट्रक्चर्स आहेत त्यांचं प्रायमरी प्रोटीन्समध्ये कन्व्हर्जन होतं. त्याचा इम्पॅक्ट काय होतो तर ते पॉयझनस थोडंसं होण्याची पॉसिबिलिटी असते. हा एक पार्ट झाला. दिस डिनेचरेशन ऑकर्स रॅपिडली इन अल्कोहोलिक मीडियम. म्हणजे अल्कोहोल हा बेस्ट ऑर्गॅनिक सॉल्वंट आहे. त्याचा इम्पॅक्ट प्रोटीनवर सुद्धा होतो आणि त्यामुळं प्रोटीन जे आहे त्याचं फास्ट डिनेचरेशन होतं. आता हे होऊ नये म्हणजे बऱ्याच लोकांना असे म्हणजे जनरल पीपल्स मी सांगतो, धाब्यावर वगैरे जेवतात लोक, अगोदर दारू पितात आणि नंतर मग जेवतात आणि त्यामध्ये मोस्टली प्रोटीनस फूड खाल्लं जातं, एग्ज वगैरे खाल्ले जातात. तर याचा इम्पॅक्ट स्ट्रॉंगली बॉडीवर होतो आणि ते प्रोटीन जे आहेत त्याचं डिनेचरेशन होतं. म्हणजे इथं जे स्ट्रक्चर आहे हे स्ट्रक्चर कोलॅप्स होतं. सेकंडरी, टर्शरी, क्वाटर्नरी प्रोटीन्सचं कन्व्हर्जन प्रायमरी प्रोटीन्समध्ये होतं अँड इट बिकम्स अनफिट टू ईट असं असतं. म्हणजे अंडी जी लोक शिजवून खातात हे ॲक्च्युली चुकीचं आहे. अंडी शिजवल्यामुळं काय होतात त्याचं डिनेचरेशन होतं आणि डिनेचर्ड प्रोटीन्स शरीरासाठी अपायकारक असतं. त्यामुळं प्रोटीन्स असणारे फूड जे आहेत हे हाय टेम्परेचर, म्हणजे बरेच जण प्रोटीन पावडर गरम एकदम कडक पाण्यामध्ये मिक्स करतात, दॅट इज ऑल्सो रॉंग. ओके, तर या पद्धतीनं डिनेचरेशनचा पार्ट आहे. ओके, नेक्स्ट व्हिडिओमध्ये आपण न्यूक्लिक ॲसिड हा लास्ट पार्ट जो आहे तो आपण स्टडी करणार आहोत. थँक्यू.